Welcome to round 4 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of March 29th. I'm Catherine Haleko, and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
And Nicole Eridix.
Hi there.
As moms of teens and young adults, we've survived those little kid days, yet we're still rethinking the decisions we've made all through our kids' lives and worrying about what's going on right now. Today's Thursday, which means it's time to give into our obsessing. And today we're obsessing about post-pandemic adjustments back to, or the new reality or the new normal or whatever we're calling it. So
yes, a recurring topic.
Yes. USA Today had a piece, this was actually last month, but Harold Koplowitz, is that how you say it? Who's like a pretty well-known child psychologist or child development person. And he wrote, kids who've been cooped up and isolated will need to spread their wings and take chances. This highlights a peculiar power of the pandemic and the resilience of children. The reality that we all struggled to accommodate to has become normal for our children. To readjust to in real life interactions with peers, they may have to go through some trial and error. Some will make mistakes and get hurt. Some anxious children who flourished at home during lockdown will struggle re-engaging. So, I mean, none of us have little kids.
Yeah.
But
my shoulders just sagged in support of the parents who do. It's like,
right.
Ugh. It's like you finally get to the end of this thing and then you're going to have a whole new crop of problems dumped on you. Oh, I say once again, as I've said so many times, I'm so glad I don't have school-age kids right now. I'm so glad I don't have school-age kids right now. It would be such a disaster.
Yes.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
I certainly agree with what he says about kids being resilient, you know. I mean,
yeah.
They have, in most cases, you know, done an amazing job of dealing with just constant change. I mean,
it's so bad.
At least in the school district where I live, you know, it's been, we're in person, you know, of course, with masks and spread out, and we're in person some days. For now, we're all at home every day. Now we can switch back to being in person most days. You know, it's just been the changing. And the rules, you know, I mean, like, for very small children, like, no, you can't hug your teacher or your friends, you know, like, I can see what he's talking about now. Helping kids understand that, like, oh, you know, we are back to that's okay. Mm-hmm. So, and the piece was sort of about scaffolding and about how to, you know, help kids, give them the support that they need to make these changes. Because, it's going to be something nobody's done before. Right. As with everything else we've gone through in the past year, you know, sort of learning as we go and making adjustments on the fly.
Right. Yeah. You know, what they're saying about anxious children who flourished at home during lockdown will struggle re-engaging. That's, you know, it's the same thing with the, you know, every kid is different. This has been really painful for kids who are very social and who are cut off from their social groups and can't play in the way they like to and can't do anything. That's been really hard. You don't think about the kids who are like, yay, I don't have to deal with people all the time. This is awesome. Right. And now they're going to have to go back. Exactly. So it's like either way, you're kind of, you know, it's a struggle. I remember how hard it was for my kids to go from school to summer and then back to school. Each of those transitions was prolonged and difficult and sometimes painful and, you know, even sometimes a little traumatic. And to, you know, make it in such a big way with this would be difficult. And to make it constantly, like you said, Catherine, with, no, you're going to school. No, wait, you're not. Yes, you are. It would have been, if you have a kid who's tied to routine, it's just going to be unbelievably difficult. Yeah. And everybody's going to be going, yay, it's back to normal, but it's not normal anymore.
Exactly.
There is no normal at this point in time.
Yeah. Right. There's still so much significant change.
And I think for some kids in some schools, it will be tied to summer, you know, like it'll be, this whole year has been pandemic school, whatever that looks like. And then they'll have a summer is it like a regular summer? Who knows? And then they'll go back to school. Is it like a regular school year? Who knows?
There's this trend, or I don't know when it came up, maybe a year or two ago, 2 years, I want to say. And I think it was like after a song, but there was this term that my daughter and her friends had picked up. And so once summer had come around, they would call it Hot Girl Summer.
Oh, right.
Because
that was a song.
Yes, that's right. So now I'm seeing on, in various places, that this summer is going to be Hot Vax Summer because...
Have we had hot mess summer yet? Because I think that's what it feels like.
Yeah. So those people who are vaccinated are just going to have the best summer ever and catch up on all the things that they've missed out on. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It'll be interesting. Yeah. But I think for my daughter, especially, she's really enjoyed the online learning at first. It was a really hard transition for her, but she was just saying the other day when she goes back, she hopes that her professors retain some of these practices because this ability to go back and look at your lecture and because before you couldn't even voice record lectures. Like there was at the university level, at least, or where she went to, it was, you couldn't record their voice, their lectures at all. So and so she was saying how much this has worked for her, and you can see it in her grades and her attitude. And so it's going to be an adjustment to get her back into the traditional style of learning. So I think I'll definitely be providing supports for her in that arena.
Yeah. I mean, for my college student, she's, she is social and she likes to do things with friends, but she doesn't necessarily like to do the traditional college, go out to a club or a fraternity party or whatever. Yeah. And so she didn't have to do that. This first year she had reason not to. So what will it be like when she goes back? And that's more of like an expectation of her peers. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's right.
See, my daughter has had a blessed break from mother telling her, go out and do things, join a club, find a hobby, go to a meeting. Well, there's not going to be a guy coming to your door. You have to go out and meet people. And now for COVID, it's like, nope, nothing out there. Got to stay home. Sorry. So I'm working my way back up. I'm keeping an eye out when stuff starts to
pretty soon. It's going to come back.
She should enjoy the peace while she has
not.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, dear.
It will be a struggle, that's for sure.
Yeah.
For many of us.
And I'm not sure, this article, it was meant to be about scaffolding, but I didn't see a lot of specific advice in there about what does that mean? I guess because it's going to be different for every child, but I mean, you're not there in the classroom with them. You're not on the playground with them when they're re-encountering peers for the first time. So I'm not sure what
as much as you might want to be. They having volunteers yet? Are they even allow adults to come volunteer in the classroom? In the library? I could have been spying on my kid in the playground. There were windows.
I'll only work in the library if I can work on the side with the windows facing the playground.
Do you need playground attendance?
Yes. My kid's school is always advertising for playground.
Yeah,
that's the good stuff. Really spy.
Oh my gosh, I can think of nothing worse. Of all the hours of recess duty.
Yeah, but you got to see all the kids, and then when your kid says so-and-so is bothering me, you know exactly who it is, and you can take small measures of revenge. It's excellent.
Okay. I guess when I was
I
acting
did hear
like...
a teacher on NPR who was saying how she didn't think she would like, online teaching, but she turned out she actually really did like it. And part of it was because she didn't have to do all that, like, hallway monitor, playground aid, lunch duty, all
meetings
that stuff. She didn't have to do it.
That go on needlessly.
Yep.
Have like all those meetings moved online? Mm-hmm. Are they still having home and school meetings or PTA meetings? Mm-hmm. Or I mean, they must still be having IEP meetings. Mm-hmm. And
they do.
It seems to me like that would be better to be doing from home, because you could like have camera problems while you're crying, and then you could like have a bottle of whiskey under your desk, and nobody would have to know.
I'm sure that happens.
I'll bet.
Yeah, I mean, I think in our school system, it's a lot of virtual meetings for various parent groups and stuff.
Yeah.
It does save time.
That's right.
Like, I think we talked about this on a previous episode, but, my kids' high school, if you're going to participate in any activity, you have to go to a code of conduct meeting at the beginning of the school year. And, they take attendance so that you're there, and a whole presentation about don't be stupid. And then, so of course this year they couldn't do that because normally it's like the auditorium, like 1,000 people in there. And so they just did it online, and the kids had to take like a little quiz to show that they were there and they paid attention. And it was so much quicker and easier than like this whole stupid PowerPoint that obviously we know what this is. And you have to go every year, and the parent has to go. And so, like, let's keep doing it this way.
Yeah. So what will be the turmoil of the parents transitioning back into school life, into, having to go to meetings in person and having to go see the teacher and having to go to back to school night and having to, or not if it's Nicole, but still. And,
the online video parent teacher conferences were great.
Yeah, that's awesome. And like the first day back in the car line when everybody has forgotten the rules.
Right.
It's going to be.
South to drop off, north to pick up.
It's going to be trouble. Well, we brace ourselves, as always, for the many changes ahead, if not for our own particular families, for all of y'all out there who are struggling with it. Oh, man, you have my sympathy. But that's it for today's Round 4. Tune in tomorrow when we'll share our Roundabout Roundup of things we've been using or enjoying lately that we think deserve a shout-out. Find all of our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there, on our Facebook page, or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.